What's going on? It's Counterfoot with.
ImViruzz here, and
We are doing a NBA 2K. Fuck, I said 2K. 2012 NBA mock draft. The draft is one day
you
away.
fuck
You'll
up.
you'll see part one on Wednesday, and then Thursday, the day of the draft, you'll see part two. Um, so let's start it off.
Get paid
We
for
have the
this
New
shit.
Orleans Hornets. With New Orleans, we have number one, Anthony Davis.
Shouldn't even have to
We
say it.
Yeah, Anthony Davis, long ass arms, unibrow, can't forget about that. He does not. He has the potential to be great. He does not have the potential to suck. The only way he will fail is if he fails himself. But he's in a great city with a great ownership, and I think he'll prevail. And number two, we have the Charlotte Bobcats for now. I think either probably trading out this pick. So I'm gonna say whoever's at number two, it's Bradley Beal. I think the potential made him rise, so I think he'll be at number two.
I think the Bobcats will have this pick on draft day, and I think MKG is better, but I'm gonna have the Bobcats picking Bradley Beal just because they need a scorer. I don't think they need to trade down because they need that one player. I mean, they do need a lot of things, but they need that one player to be the franchise player, not two that can be all right players, but one player that can be a franchise player, and no better than have the second pick and get Bradley Beal.
At number three, we have the Washington Wizards. I think they go Thomas Robinson here. They could go small forward, but they just added Ariza, and they'd be looking for Beal, with Beal coming off number two, the one with that potential to grab him. So at three, I think they take T-Rob. He would probably take over for Blatch. Blatch will get the amnesty, clean up some cap space, and the team is starting to solidify. And they have a very good front court after taking Thomas Robinson.
Yeah, I have the same thing. Thomas Robinson, same reason. Andre Blatch is just a virus to that team. They need to cut him, do whatever they can to get him off the roster, and that team will be good from there.
At number four, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't think they'll be here. Whoever's at number four, I think they take Harrison Barnes over MKG. Harrison Barnes with the offensive side right now. I think MKG has potential to be the best player in this draft, but teams fail to look at that, and I think Harrison Barnes goes at number four.
Now, if the Cavs have this pick, I see them getting Drummond early because the reason is Bergeau has been very inconsistent with his injuries and his playing time. So, go ahead, get rid of Drummond and have that, young front court of Drummond and, what's his name? Thomas.
Thomas.
Yeah, and Drummond will make up for the lack of height of Thompson.
And Cleveland is taking calls for Anderson Bergeau right now, so that could be potential look at that pick. And number five, the Sacramento Kings. We could be looking at that pick as maybe Houston Rockets and a Kyle Lowry deal, and maybe swap for Dwight Howard. So I don't know who's going to get this pick, but whoever's at this pick, I think will take MKG. I really want MKG as a Raptors fan, and I think he could fall to the Port Trailblazers. He could fall to the Warriors. There's just depends on these trades. But at five, I think MKG goes there. Whoever is there.
I have the Kings. I don't know if they're gonna have this pick, but either way, I think Houston will pick MKG. They do have this pick just because this guy's a fast break monster, getting in the paint as quick as anybody. Defensive, he can play defense, and what else is better? I mean, you can develop a jump shot in the NBA, and I think they'll do that. Whoever gets this guy.
Can we both agree that MKG has potential to be the best player to come out of this draft?
Um, I think so. I don't know about best. I think top two. I think I don't really know about this draft. This draft is just so stacky with potential.
It's very deep.
So,
At number six, with the Portland Trailblazers, they're going into this pick without a center, and they're looking pretty much like they probably won't have. They don't have a head coach yet. You there, Virus?
yeah.
Okay. But Portland, I think they take Drummond here. They're looking, Drummond is their guy. You have to take him. Portland needs a center. And he'd be a nice matchup with LaMarcus Aldridge.
I think that the Trailblazers are really looking for Drummond, but I think Drummond's going to be taken. and they're not. I don't think they need to reach for another center at this pick. So I think they end up getting Harrison Barnes, and then later on the way they get a center. So right here, Harrison Barnes, they need to score with Jamal Crawford and maybe Nicholas Batum, getting the hell out of Portland.
Dodge.
So, yeah.
At number 7, we have the Golden State Warriors. Very, very, very interesting midseason they had, and very interesting offseason they might have. They have a healthy Steph Curry coming back and a Bogut. So at number 7, I think they'll take Dion Waiters to kind of replace that fact that Monte Ellis is there. He's 6'4". They do have Klay Thompson, but they could put him at small forward. I think Dion Waiters has potential to be like a D Wade, and a very nice addition next to Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
I think the Warriors surprise everybody, make a big trade, and if they do have this pick, I have them getting Damian Lillard, because I think in this trade they'll trade off Steph Curry. I mean, he is a great player, but this man has, glass for ankles. I mean, can't stay straight for nothing, so, yeah.
And number 7 pick is being shot for Wilson Chandler right now, so their potential the Nuggets could be at the 7th spot right now. At number 8, we have the Toronto Raptors, my favorite team. I would hope for Dion Waiters to be there, but I think they'll go Austin Rivers. Nothing really much to say about it. I'm not disappointed in the pick, but I would love to have Dion Waiters or MKG.
I think the Raptors are one pick away from, reaching the playoff level, with the East kind of falling, with all these teams kind of falling, the West kind of rising. So I think the Raptors are going to end up getting Dion Waiters right here, just because they just need a shooting guard or a small forward, and I think the best player out of, 2 guards and small forwards right here is Dion Waiters.
At number 9, we have the Detroit Pistons. I look at their team, and they just traded Ben Gordon. They have Stuckey plays shooting guard. They got Brandon Knight. There is nothing they really need, but except for a big man, a guy with length, and John Henson is that guy.
I also had John Henson. I mean, they had Ben Wallace. He's a 6'8" center. They had Jason Maxwell, 6'7" power forward. Both were great. Now they're looking for size. Why not get John Henson? I say they go ahead and get him.
Number 10 with New Orleans Hornets. They just took Anthony Davis. They could look to take another center, but I think Kaman will come back, and I think they take Damian Lillard here. Why not add another point guard? If Lillard lives up to his potential and Anthony Davis lives up to the potential, you're looking at a dynasty in the making.
I have the Hornets getting Austin Rivers just because they want to get the mini LA back. They want the New Orleans fans to come back with Tom Benson as the owner. I think that's his name. I'm not a huge Saints fan.
Yes.
They hate the Saints. They need, that excitement back in New Orleans, even though, I hate the Saints with a passion. But, they need that excitement back in New Orleans. And I think with Austin Rivers and Anthony Davis being those 2 picks, it'll bring it back.
At number 11, we have the Portland Trail Blazers. I had them at the 6th pick taking Andre Drummond. And they have a very dire need for a point guard. That Raymond Felton is leaving. They really don't have much there, and Jamal Crawford is leaving too. I think at 11 they reach a little bit. Kendall Marshall. He's been up and down lately, but I think perfect match for the Blazers, and I think they have a good draft.
I have the Trail Blazers getting Myers Leonard. Like I said, there's no need to reach for a center at that 6th spot, so they get their center right here. And Myers Leonard has great potential, being 7'1", sophomore out of Illinois, something like that. I mean, great player.
Yeah.
I say they go ahead and take him.
At number 12, ImViruzz just found about 10 minutes ago, is the Houston Rockets instead of the Milwaukee Bucks. They swapped the 12 and 14 pick for Saban Tellenberg, but we'll go when we talk about the 14th pick. We'll talk about that later. But at number 12, we have Houston. I think they're looking to trade this pick. I don't know what the dealio is with this, but I don't know who's to take us to 12, but I think Houston, just trading Samuel Dellenberg, I think to take Myers Leonard, the center, 7'1" center.
I have Houston. If they have this pick, which I really don't know, Houston's really iffy. You cannot predict what they're going to do. But I think they get Mo Harkless, the guy out of,
St. John's.
St. John's. I mean, that's a great college. Those guys have been performing great the past couple of years, and I think he gets picked right here at this 12th spot.
Mo Harkless has Paul George written all over him.
Yes.
At 13, we have the Phoenix Suns. Will possibly lose at Steve Nash. It looks like he will probably leave. they're bringing back Aaron Brooks, so they might be looking at point guard. So 13, I think they'll take shooting guard. I think it'll be Jeremy Lamb over Terrence Ross. I think Lamb they might look at as a little corner spot to build around, and I think that's what they'll be signified on.
I think the Suns also get Jeremy Lamb right here, I hope, because, it'd be a great place for him to go. One of my favorite players coming in this draft, he's from Georgia, with Shannon Brown, Grant Hill, and Steve Nash probably leaving, and Michael Redd, the sharpshooter. Jeremy Lamb has, I think, the most potential. I might be biased to be one of the greatest two guards in the NBA. This guy, if he gets him motivated, somebody gets him dedicated, this guy already knows how to score with ease. Somebody needs to motivate him and get him going, and he could be one of the greatest.
At 14, we have the Milwaukee Bucks. Like I said earlier, that's a trade with pick. And Samuel Dallenberg was involved in this pick, and I had Milwaukee looking for a center. Milwaukee has been reported to be looking for a guard, so I think that's what they'll do. But by taking Terrence Ross at the 14th pick, they got their center now, and they got I think, decent power forward in Epi Udoh.
I think right here the Bucks are looking for Tyler Zeller. Now, what could happen is the Trailblazers get Tyler Zeller, and Bucks are going to end up with Leonard. And but if the Bucks do get Zeller, he'll be a great player. He has size, and with Brandon Jennings and Monte Ellis all on the perimeter, and if they keep Ilyasova, this guy can open up a lot in the paint.
And number 15, we have the Philadelphia 76ers. Rumors have it that Elton Brand is about to get amnestied. And they haven't had really good luck with big men lately, but I think they'll take Arnett Moultrie, the power forward from Mississippi State.
I also have him getting Arnett Moultrie. I mean, he's a great player. Out of Mississippi State, small school. I think he'll, replace Elton Brand. It might take a couple years, but, go ahead and pick him.
At number 16, we have the Houston Rockets. It's very unlikely they'll keep 3 picks in this draft. I would look at a draft to look at like how Houston is having is the Timberwolves draft where they got Rubio and they have a stack of first round picks. I think it's the same exact thing. Tried to trade for a superstar and Josh Smith or Dwight Howard. So at 16, I don't believe Houston will be here, but I think they'll take whoever's in this position will take Mo Harkless. Like I said earlier, ImViruzz pick his potential next Paul George.
I think right here, I think if the Rockets do have this pick, which I don't know, you really do not know who's going to have this pick. It can be any team in the NBA. I think maybe the Celtics might want to be able to trade up, but if the Rockets do have it, I think they get Marcus Teague. They need a point guard to replace Kyle Lowry because he's gone. I mean, he's definitely gone. He's not going to be a Rocket next year. I don't think Kevin Martin will be either, and Dragic might resign. It just matters.
And number 17 with the Dallas Mavericks, they really don't have this big need. They're looking to get rid of Lamar Odom. They kind of need a small forward because their small forwards are pretty old. And I think at 17, they will go Terrence Jones. Instead of taking Perry Jones, I think they go Terrence Jones. Just because the fact he can play, he played Kentucky and he's bigger than Perry Jones, so then we'll look for that strength.
I have the Mavs and Terrence Ross, maybe trying to get rid of Jason Terry. I don't really know what's happening in the Dallas organization. Their owner likes to make big moves, and maybe trying to get some money off so they can get what's his name, Darren Williams, and why not get an exciting player like Terrence Ross?
Also looking for the 17th pick for them to actually try to trade up because Darren Williams is very likely to go back to the Nets. A lot of people are saying. Excuse me. At number 18, we have the Houston Rockets. They very unlikely at this pick, but whoever is here, I think takes Marcus Teague, the last probably best point guard in this draft.
I think if any pick that the Rockets will have in this draft, it will be 18th, and I think they try to get Jared Sullinger just because he's a great post player. Yes, there's a lot of rumors about his back. I think people are going too over with it. I mean, I want the Hawks to get him if we trade Josh Smith. This guy will be, I think, a great player if he loses weight and does some yoga.
At number 19, we have the Orlando Magic. I think there's 2 options here. Andrew Nicholson or Perry Jones.